Hi and hello. I hope all is well with you wherever you are in the world today, and welcome. I have to make a part two to my previous analysis of season 6 and 7 of The Walking Dead, in which I tie it to the brothers Karamazov and the Grand Inquisitor parable from that book. I had ended by saying I don't have answers to the civilization question, but if there is an answer, I think that the story suggests that by the Grand Inquisitor leaving the door open for Jesus to be free, whereas only moments before he was going to be burned at the stake, that it suggests to me that the world is big enough indeed for both of them to coexist together, Jesus and the Grand Inquisitor, meaning that there is a mix of the two, more or less, one way or the other. And I also wanted to just make a brief correction too. I watched that video to make sure that I would like it, and if I was going to be too embarrassed to like share it at all, is this making sense? Am I tying it well together? I don't know. I realized I made a whoopsie daisy, and I said Robespierre and his social contract. What I meant to say was Jean-Jacques Rousseau and his social contract. He actually wrote the social contract essay, and it was just because I think I was talking about the French Revolution that Robespierre popped into my head, and both their last names start with the letter R. So I think I just accidentally said the wrong name. So my apologies on that. I just wanted to make the correction. But as I am making this addendum, I thought, you know what? I realized I wish I had mentioned this, and the thought didn't cross my mind until I realized I made that mistake. Um, that last video I made was off the cuff, so I'm actually pretty proud of myself that I was able to make such a um, it's not like it's an exquisite video or super awesome and amazing, but I think I did a pretty decent job. So if I could make a correction, or if I could go back and change it in any way, I would just add this piece somehow, some way to it, because the thought crossed my mind. I was like, I read this book some time ago by Michael Dobbs called Down with Big Brother: The Fall of the Soviet Union. And in that book, there is this excerpt, which I think is just like so cool, and just, I don't know, it just really speaks to what I was speaking about in relation to The Walking Dead and where the story is going. And so I'll just read this excerpt and then I will sign off. And so this is a short, sweet little tidbit here. And here goes. For 7 decades after the 1917 revolution, the Communist Party had deliberately cultivated a sense of mystery as a key to maintaining its own power. Separated from the people they ruled by a wall of ritual, party leaders acquired an aura of omniscience and aloofness. Scarcely anything was known about their private lives or personal political views. No ordinary mortal was allowed to know how these bureaucratic supermen acquired their fine clothes, what kinds of books and films they enjoyed, or how they made a seemingly miraculous appearance on top of Lenin's tomb in Red Square on public holidays. Everything was hidden behind the veiled curtains of the Central Committee building and the limousines that swept through the silent city. As the mysteries were gradually explained, the party's grip over society was automatically undermined. Now the final curtain was ripped away to reveal a group of frightened and rather unremarkable people more intent on saving themselves than the regime they served. Thank you for listening to this addendum to my analysis of The Walking Dead season 6 and 7. Bye for now. I hope you all take care. Catch you later.